content warning before the video begins. This podfic does include one or two allusions to sex and sexual assault. Specifically, their belief that men cannot be sexually assaulted. This is not very heavily tapped into, and there is no sex or sexual assault in the fanfic, but it is mentioned. But the concepts are mentioned. So mentioned for those of you who need this. Hello, my mothers, fuckers, and esteemed bastards. Before we get into the podfic, a few things need to get out of the way. If you don't want to hear it, there's probably a timestamp in the description to get straight into it. And I don't know why that opens on its own. Give me 1 second. Numero uno for what I need to say is if you're wondering why I haven't been posting much long form content, I mean, I've been posting edits, but not edits every once in a while, but not really like daily like I promised beforehand. Let's just say that I have been having a shitty time mental health wise, and also added on to the fact that I am technically still in school and I'm massively behind. And making that worse. I will try, but I am not going to be making promises anymore. Or I'm not going to be promising daily. I'm not going to be promising anything. Or just shit comes out when it comes out. And another minor thing is, while I was recording the background footage to use for this video, I had forgotten to turn my desktop audio off. Not my desktop audio, my microphone audio off. And when I do these things, I typically listen to something in the background. So there will be, so you would have to be listening to that. So for this one episode, there will be no sound. Hopefully, I don't forget to do this again. And other than that, there is nothing left for me to say. Enjoy the podfic. You like each other. By Fiascophobia. You have no idea how far I'm going to go for you. Two men match on Tinder and are interested in each other. One of them is almost disturbingly interested. Alexis has never seen himself to be the type to end up on Tinder. He thought that it was little more than a hookup app masquerading as a dating app. Say what you will about Grindr. At least it and its users never pretend to be or want more than they do. Yet here he is, lying on his bed with his phone in his hand, them idly swiping through uninteresting men and women alike. Some of them may have been non-binary, but Tinder doesn't have an option for that. Every now and then someone stood out, but he simply right-swiped and moved on since they haven't liked him yet or at all. Well, that bullet homes until... His thumb stops to get a second look at the guy the Tinder showed him. A guy who looks around Alexis' age, pale, almost too pale, fluffy brown hair, brown eyes, and a bandage on his nose. He seems to be dressed comfortably in a yellow sweater. He can't see below his stomach, and he's smiling softly at the camera. The cute mystery guy is wearing glasses that he's pretty sure are fake. His profile says his name is Wilbur Soot. He's pretty cute, I guess. Right swipe. He smiles when he sees the "you like each other" animation past the screen. Huh. Neat. His smile grows just a tad, letting his canines and scissors pick out his lips. A cute, nice guy on Tinder? Seems too good to be true, but what's the worst could happen? He seems pretty normal, and pretty, goddamn. He's got the cute dork look down pat. Sure, he looks like he probably doesn't get out much, especially with that almost paper-white complexion, but he couldn't bring himself to have this cute, nerdy guy run across him and not at least take him on a date. Maybe he could be the person to break Wilbur out of whatever shell he's in. That would be neat. This Wilbur guy was the first person to message. Alexis had an amused and weird hum at his interest. Wilbur, hey, I saw you and thought you looked really pretty and interesting. You down to get to know each other sometime? Just as Quacky thought. A little socially awkward, but totally normal. In a dark, cramped apartment full of trash, an equally greasy, scrawny man is sitting at a computer furiously swiping through Tinder. He overheard earlier that day when he was talking to his newest obsession, Alex, in the bushes when he was talking to his friends that he made a Tinder account. Therefore, he did the natural thing. Make an account and continue scraping until he matched with the guy. He's been at this for a few hours now, and if you're thinking that a rational person would have given up by now, a rational person would have created a Tinder account to match with the person they've been stalking for months and hopes of dating them. But who cares about rationality? Wilbur laughs. There's nothing rational about love. that doesn't stop anyone from chasing the person of their dreams. Wilbur was in love with Alexis, and any means are justified by the end of getting the guy. Not even the restraining order kept him from pursuing his last love, Pandora, until she caught him a creep for coming over to her house uninvited and stealing the key from under the doormat to get in. She even hit him across the face and threatened to call the cops. Some people are so ungrateful. No matter. This new love will be different, and the first step to getting Alexis was to keep swiping on Tinder until they matched, completely ignoring everyone else. They weren't his Alexis, so they didn't matter. His love was the only person that mattered, him and Wilbur. Alex will see that just as clearly one day, and that will be the day he accepts Wilbur's confession. When he finally found his account in his search, it felt like his heart stopped. God, he looked so gorgeous. Black hair hardly hidden by a beanie and adorable face front and center. Good thing he would get to him before some creep on Tinder who only cared about people's bodies and probably didn't believe men to be assaulted snatched him up. They wouldn't cherish him like Wilbur would. They didn't know anything and everything about him like Wilbur does. The little things that no one else would notice he would. Naysayers would say it was creepy to obtain this knowledge from months of intense stalking rather than talking to the person you like and it being a sane human being. But he would say he's just passionate. Why does no one understand that? Well, he sure this new guy would. The right sort would have been instant had he not paused to admire Alexis's gorgeous precious face. Something in the bio caught his eye. Just had a nasty breakup and trying to get over it. Don't be afraid to message first. I don't buy it, but I may talk. A breakup? Wilbur's brows furrowed. He didn't even know that Alexis was in a relationship. Only he had a bad breakup. He must have hidden it well, because Wilbur certainly would have known about it otherwise. He remembered a few days before he overheard Alexis say he was making a Tinder. He followed him to a friend's house and saw him crying into the friend's shoulder while he stroked his back. He remembered thinking that it should have been him that Alexis came to try on and seek asylum in, his hand on his back and in his hair. But he also remembered wondering what had him so upset. He had no idea that it was because the poor dear was going through a bad breakup. He'd been in those shoes before and he understands the pain. Some would tell him he wasn't dating the girl, including the girl himself, but he knows the truth. That guy probably didn't deserve him anyway if they had to keep their relationship so secret even Wilbur didn't know about it. He already knew he didn't deserve Alexis the second he knew he existed, but now he had proof. Why was he assuming he was a guy? Irrelevant. Whatever the gender, they weren't worth the air they breathed in his love's direction anyway. Alex must have been a fool. If it had been Wilbur, he would have been cherished the way he deserved to be, flaunted over social media in public. Whatever Wilbur would actually leave his house. No one who knew they existed would have any second thoughts that they were dating. Wilbur's a super affectionate and public guy, and he's assuming Alexis is too. Being forced to keep something like a relationship secret must have been torture. What was this person doing that they were so ashamed and or scared of people finding out that they swept their relationship with the most perfect man to exist under the rug? They probably weren't good enough for him anyway. They weren't good enough for him, and they knew it. They knew it, and so they were ashamed. Hiding away their shame instead of being more worthy, or simply leaving him open for someone, i.e., preferably Wilbur, to snatch him up. Who cares if Wilbur is usually too nervous to ask the worker at the fast food counter for extra ketchup, let alone talk to the guy he's been admiring for months? It would truly sweep Alexis off his feet if he was only given the chance. And lo and behold, given that chance he was. He swiped right with a wide smile digging into his face. The "you like each other" animation on his computer screen makes him cackle with glee. He was so energized by the images flashing off his computer. Yes, finally! He cheered, his voice shaking and gravelly. He turned his gaze towards one of the many candid photos he had of Alex. His friend's faces scribbled out with black Sharpie, the red just crumpled up. They weren't as important as his Alexis. Weren't as much of a priority to keep their part of his photos intact. He gently strokes the only unobscured face in the photo with a shaky, broken breath. You'll be mine. I'll make sure you fall in love with me. You have no idea how far I'm willing to go for you. I'll do whatever it takes for you to be by my side. He keeps those words in his throat for now. He wouldn't want to scare off the poor guy. Hey, I saw you and thought you looked pretty and interesting. Would you be down to get to know each other sometime? There was absolutely nothing normal about Wilbur Soot, but if anyone ever told him so, he would simply tell him it was everyone else who was insane. He was just a man in love, and who wouldn't take every chance they can take and keep the person they love like their most prized possession, set up on a perch like a figurine for all eternity. If only he could do that with people, Alexis would have been properly his long time ago, like he always should have. And would you look at that? It's finally done. I have a problem with these fics where I have to speak into a microphone, whether I have a script or not, where my mouth doesn't know how to word. So I've had to re-record audio a dozen times. And eventually I got kind of sick of it. So I'm sorry if I sound aggressive. It's like 3 in the morning and I spent like a few hours on this. As you can probably tell, I once again overestimated the amount of time that my audio recording would take. So if you want to stick stick around for the rest of the 5 minutes of Minecraft gameplay. You can. If you don't want to, sure, don't. You really like kind of do as of you anyways. Anyway, peace. Anyway, peace out. Have the day you deserve.